I'm Jillyn Hesford-Don. I'm the managing partner of Hesford-Don & Associates. It's the premier trust and estates law firm in Newport Beach, California. And I'm delighted to talk about Patty Lance and the relationship she's had not only with me but with our firm and our clients. There's no question that her professionalism and dedication has just stood out over the years. And I'd love to give you some examples of the situations that we thought were challenging, and we knew they were challenging, but she came through and didn't just meet the client's expectations, but she exceeded them. For example, we had a property which is not uncommon after a loved one or parents pass away, where there's a tenant that's in the house. And now that the parents have passed away, the family trustee or executor wants to sell that property. Well, if there's a tenant in the property, it becomes a very complicated problem. And we've had firsthand experience where she was able to go ahead and not only work with the family and the trustee, but the tenant was allowed to stay in place, and they still were able to sell the property and maximize the value, which in many of our cases, it's more of a wait and see. How are we going to deal with the tenant? We have to get involved and spend legal fees trying to deal with the tenant issues. And that's not been the case with Patty. She assesses the problems right up front and figures a strategy that's worked really well with our clients. There are some realtors who are not proactive, and there are others that really look to say, I have a fiduciary responsibility to the seller of the property. And in this case, it's a trustee or an executor when it's a referral from our firm in most cases. That trustee has a fiduciary obligation to maximize the benefit to the beneficiaries as well. So they team up beautifully with Patty because they both look at how can they maximize what the value will be at the time of sale, because the trustee then gets to distribute those proceeds to the beneficiaries. So there have been situations where she turned multiple offers into an actual bidding war that worked out beautifully for the family and the beneficiaries. That's something that took a lot more effort, but that expertise and experience on knowing how to look at the buyers that are there, really solid buyers, and make it where they want to buy the property at the maximum value for the family. That's not an everyday occurrence, but it's something that we've seen firsthand that Patty's been able to do for the trustees, which means she's been able to do it for the beneficiaries, and that's the client we care the most about. I would say one of the things I love most about Patty is she's very professional, but her experience, it adds a completely different dynamic, because I look to her to advise the client that's buying or selling. And I know if I introduce her, I don't have to worry about it anymore. She's gonna go ahead and sit down with them and figure out what's best for them. There's never a question in my mind that she's going to get the best result for them. She treats it like it's her property. How would she get the most out of that property for her or her family? Same thing for the client. And there aren't that many people that have her level of experience that I can say that about. So we've just made it a really quality relationship for our clients, that we can put them in her hands, and then we know they're going to be taken care of.